Good evening, everyone. Welcome into our second episode of Against the Clock, a variety sports talk show where we discuss 3 important topics with 90 seconds each of the biggest sports stories around the world. I'm your host, Sarah Jones, alongside both Corey Zimmerman and Jimmy Brown. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
All right, well, let's kick it off to topic number 1. To kick off tonight's show, let's start off in the NFL with the New York Giants. The Giants are once again off to a slow start on the season, as they did last year. They were expected to do big things with the return of Odell Beckham Jr. and the additions of Saquon Barkley and Nate Solder in the offseason. My question to you guys is, with a 1-3 start to the season, who is to blame and what can be done to turn things around?
I'm going to start. I think the Eli Manning era is over. I think that he's personally not the same guy that he was starting as far as getting the Super Bowl wins. I don't think that that's potentially in his future anymore. I think he should be searching to go towards retirement. As well, I'm going to blame the offensive line as well.
Yeah, Jimmy, I think this is something we can agree on. Eli Manning is not the same player he was 5 years ago when the Giants were winning Super Bowls. They were competing against the Patriots. He can't move around the pocket. He never was able to. The offensive line is definitely a struggle. The right side especially. Nate Solder is a good addition, but he's not a young, talented guy. He's more of an aged guy, he's a more seasoned guy. And then I will even put some blame on the coaching, play calling. Saquon Barkley has only had one game over 100 yards rushing. How crazy is that? And then one game he had 15 catches. Come on, you can't just dump it off to the running back on every single play.
Yeah, and I also agree for the sense that there was only that one game when he broke for 68 yards against Jacksonville. That was his biggest run of the season, which is ridiculous. Pretty much drafted him. They hoped that he would be the future for the Giants as far as the running game because they've lacked in that position for about 3 or 4 years now. And even with having the receiving corps, that would take the whole idea of they're just going to throw it. So I think basically taking that focus off should have helped, but it seems like it hasn't done a thing.
And with Odell signing a huge contract basically for his career, that's 5 years, $195 million, the Giants will definitely be looking for a starting quarterback for next year.
All right, your time is up. Topic number 2. The NBA preseason has just recently tipped off with some marquee names in action. And with that in full swing, the regular season is closely approaching. The Golden State Warriors look for the three-peat this season, and LeBron James looks to bring the Los Angeles Lakers back to the promised land. With all these key moves in the offseason, who should be the favorite to win the title this year?
Obviously, everyone's going to be like, oh, Golden State, because they signed DeMarcus Cousins to 1 year, $5.9 million contract. Yeah, he's coming off a torn Achilles tendon. You don't know his health. He's probably not going to come back until December, January, maybe even the All-Star break. But the Golden State Warriors are unbeatable right now. I don't care about that. I think there's a team right now that is in their prime for big moves, and that's the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier came up big last year for Brad Stevens and company. And then you add Kyrie Irving back to the lineup, and Gordon Hayward, who missed the entire season. He played, 4 minutes against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first game of last year. He's back, and he looks healthy.
Sarah said in the beginning, Golden State Warriors, 3P. And I think that's what's going to happen. You take one man out of that roster, and they're still the best team. It doesn't matter. DeMarcus Cousins, yes, he might miss some games, but still with the 4, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, that's an unbeatable force. The 1 and 2, like you said, they call them the Splash Brothers for a reason, and they do their thing.
Jimmy, I got an update today that the New York Knicks are really, really interested in getting KD, and KD's interested in going to the Knicks. I think there's too many side distractions now with the Golden State Warriors. Everyone's trying to get their money. I think if they do get a championship, this is their last year. Everything's done. The dynasty is over after this year, if it happens. But I still think the Boston Celtics are to be favored.
In the same sense, I don't feel as though the East is as strong. I think the West just has a stronger – you got to think about the Houston Rockets as well. I don't know so much about L.A. I'm going to have to end another era right here because I think the LeBron James era is over again as well. I'm going to have to put that out there. I don't think that the Lakers are going to do
All right.
much.
I know there's much debate about this topic, but your time is up. Finally, the third and final topic in tonight's episode will be Who is the most dominant team in the NFL right now after Week 4? Only 2 teams remain unbeaten in the Rams and Chiefs. However, there are several 3-1 teams following closely in the standings. So again, my question to you guys is, who should be considered the best team in the NFL after Week 4?
I'm going to say the Rams. I think the Rams look the most powerful. I mean, they're 4-0. The only out of the 2 undefeated teams, they're the second undefeated team under the Kansas City Chiefs. But I just think they look so good in the sense that, coming off of last season, they had a pretty good record. I mean, Jared Goff really stepped up from the year before. I know they had some fears over there as far as the quarterback situation, if maybe they had made the wrong pick between him and Carson Wentz. But, I mean, they're killing it. Todd Gurley, he continues to do his thing. He got that money, and he's showing why. So
we can agree to disagree. I agree that the Rams, yes, they're right now the best team. Wait until the end of the season. The Arizona Cardinals, that's a team they played, and they blew them out 34-0. I understand the all-season additions, Ndamukong Suh, Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters. They have a stout defense, and that offense is always clicking, and they added Brandon Cooks on the offense side of the ball. The Chiefs, I won't even say they're the best team. I think right now the New Orleans Saints, although they lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that was Week 1, where it was just a shootout. I mean, Drew Brees is an underappreciated quarterback. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday. Alvin Kamara is a rising star. The defense isn't bad. If they didn't blow that one play against Minnesota, they would have met the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship. And I think they would have had a better shot than Minnesota in that game. And again, another team that the Rams have played is Minnesota. Minnesota's defense is not what everyone thinks it is.
I will also say, though, going on Kansas City, with, like I said, I mentioned in the beginning, they are the only other undefeated team other than the Rams. I think that Patrick Mahomes, I mean, that young guy, he's tough. And I think he's going to be able to get them to the playoffs. They're going to go pretty far because he faced probably one of the best defenses this past weekend with the Denver Broncos, and he did an excellent job.
Yeah, he's
so many words and so little time. I'm going to have to cut you guys off right there. That's all we have this week. Join us again in 2 weeks to discuss more breaking topics in the sports world, only here on Against the Clock. I'm your host, Sarah Jones, alongside Corey Zimmerman and Jimmy Brown, and we will see you next time.